let us
Yes,
know.
tell us about levels.
Yeah, definitely audio. Especially because tonight we have myself, Doc, and Haz once again. So want to make sure all three of them are good. Small delay helped Nano, so maybe Nano will be here live. That's good.
I am and Haz. Thanks for having me.
Honestly.
And I'm going to get us fired up so that we can stop with the Kurt Angle theme.
Yeah, we've been listening to it for a little while.
Which, yeah, behind the scenes has been the only one that anyone has heard for a while. But we've got episode 4 tonight. Just running through these things. A lot of good matches on the card here in Dallas, as per usual. And full set of matches, full commentator desk. We're ready to go.
A little crowded at this desk, I feel like. Not enough room to move my arms.
Yeah, definitely a tight fit. It's luckily it is made for 3.
Yeah.
And the game is nice enough to represent all 3 of us at the desk, even when all 3 of us aren't there. So.
Yeah, because Haz is always there in spirit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Couldn't tell if the not a lot of room at that desk thing was aimed at me being here tonight, but I'll let it go.
I'm an expressive talker, you know. I use my arms a lot. You can't see it, but I'm doing it now.
Well, this should be good. This first one we got Art, the Latex Salesman Vandalay against I believe an 0-2 machine.
Yeah, real surprise to me. I felt like the machine was bound for great things, and we have not seen that from him yet. I think in his first match in the tournament, you know, he was one sort of KO punch away from glory, I suppose you could say, but been real disappointed. I don't know. I think he's looking for a rebound here.
Yeah, his machine takedown punch has got a little bit of lore behind it, but he's yet to pull it off in a match, and that could be the thing that really propels him over the edge. But if you can't land that that big shot, then what good does it do you? But someone's going to come out here with a win. A couple of winless wrestlers so far, both of them actually at 0-2 so far. Art Vandalay last lost to Captain Tiger Marsh, and it will be looking for a first win here against the much larger machine.
Yeah, real size difference. I mean, Vandalay is not what you would call a large man. You know, he clocks in at 5'6", 195. Meanwhile, the machine is 6'11" and 275. That's a cool 80-pound difference between the two, and like a foot and a half.
Yeah,
so
one of
significant size difference.
One of the largest height differences for sure. The machine is our tallest SWA wrestler at 6'11". So Vandalay being out there definitely giving up a lot of height. But Vandalay's a cruiserweight. Machine's a heavyweight, but Vandalay's a stocky dude. He's no pushover in the ring either.
He's certainly got the back air per square inch advantage over the machine.
It's true. It's him and Malvo, I think, are the two that are really competing for that title.
I think Lazar Malvo may have him beat on the sort of overall surface area, but
he's got like a rug.
Vandalay's got a certain look about him for sure.
That's the truth. So what do we think, guys? Who are we feeling here between these two 0-2 guys looking for that first win to kind of right the ship?
I gotta say, if the machine can't beat Art Vandalay, then I'm not sure what he's even doing in this association.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for the machine. You know, he even at 0-1, he had such a good showing against the Boulder that he ended up in a Path to Glory match.
Okay.
Oh my.
Well,
I think he heard you.
He heard. Yeah, I think. My apologies to the Vandalay family for what's about to happen.
And Machine's got perhaps more to prove in terms of what is expected out of some SWA wrestlers. No offense to Vandalay, but most people didn't expect him to come out of the gates hot. So hopefully he can change that perception.
Vandalay got a couple shots in there, but
what a shot from the machine. My goodness.
Just this size difference is something else, I gotta tell you.
This one may be over quick. My goodness, he's just beating the piss out of him.
They're both 0-2, but I suspect one of them is more angry about that than the other. At least that's what I'm seeing so far.
It seems that way.
Vandalay showing the usual scrappiness, despite generally being an underdog every time he gets in there.
Scrappy's a great word for it. You know, I think he knows he's small and people will underestimate him, but I think maybe he looks to use that to his advantage when he can.
I think the thing that's interesting between these two also is that the Machine does not seem content with the way his career started off. He's been in the gym. Word is that he's one of the hardest workers out there, and maybe not the same work ethic from Vandalay. So you really got to be, if you're a Machine supporter, expecting him to really turn it around soon. For him, he's hoping it's sooner rather than later, and a win over Vandalay would be a good place to start.
Yeah, you know, I think we might have spoken a little too soon because wow, Vandalay locking him up here a little bit. This is not particularly impressive from the Machine thus far.
Yeah, pretty solid headlock locked in. It looks like Machine's got to his feet, now driving the point of that elbow to sort of break himself free, but a nice rest hold there from Vandalay, able to recover some of his own breath and stamina without allowing the Machine to do so.
Yeah, that's huge because I think he's really going to have to use pace. You know, he's going to have to be flying all over the ring and use that speed to really... Wow.
What a shot from the Machine, and that might do it. That could be the one he's looking for. Vandalay may be out cold.
And
there it is.
Somebody check on him.
What a finish. That's the Machine takedown we've been talking about, and he finally landed it.
Let him have some words there at the end, too. My goodness. Oh, just dropped him.
Just clocked Vandalay and put him out. No second.
I gotta tell you, I'm looking on the replay, and I'm not seeing Art move.
Yeah, he's very limp. He's flopping.
Yeah.
May need to send him to a local medical facility after this.
And, you know, that's what we expected out of the Machine in his tournament match against the Boulder. It's what we expected out of him in that Path to Glory match against Bozeman. And that's the kind of one-hit power we're talking about. If he can land that, then it's tough to get up from. Going to have to check on Vandalay after that one. We've got another 0-2 competitor here. A bit of a surprise from the veteran, Aloysius S. Yates. Tonight he takes on Triple G, a couple of former New Era Wrestling opponents, getting another shot at each other, and it's just kind of part of Triple G's crusade against anyone who comes in at a heavier weight than him. And Yates certainly does that. He's got 3 inches on Gray and about 65 pounds, the heavyweight from Connecticut.
Yeah, I think, Gray is just looking to pick off opponents he think will be easy wins to sort of establish himself further within SWA here. And, you know, there's a chance, I suppose, that Yates has just lost whatever juice he had in NEW, but I think, too, this is a great example of a time when, you know, Gray might be underestimating his opponent. Maybe Yates is looking for the right opportunity, and maybe a cocky, arrogant jerk like Gorgeous Garrison Gray is the perfect time to strike and really show people why Yates is a part of this federation.
Yeah, and Gray has been pretty vocal about that 240 billing that he's at being the ideal human specimen, and that anything above that sort of just disgusts him. And he last beat Gonzo McLovin. He had a good run against some folks in the tournament. The only person he's ran into that's really put a stop to that is the super heavyweight, Tupololo, the Boulder. And since then, Triple G's kind of made it a point to take on anyone and everyone that comes in above that, in his words, perfect 240 mark. So Yates definitely fits that billing, but Yates is looking to get some momentum on his side, turn his career around a little bit, and prove that he's not on the downside.
got a very important question in this matchup. Who wore the bathrobe better?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some quality sartorial choices here from both of our competitors. I don't know. I think Yates has the really nice sort of feathery fringe on the collar. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, but you got to give it for Triple G for the personal embroidery on the back there.
Yeah, the monogram. It's a good point.
I think I gotta go with Gray as well in that battle, but you know, I'm not sure if he should be particularly writing off Yates here. Yates is a crafty wrestler.
He is. He's very old school, but you know, that doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's doing. I think he's skilled at what he does.
Absolutely.
I think there's no question Yates still believes that he's got something in the tank and a lot to prove here in the SWA. And man, a win over Triple G, who's sitting at 4-1 in the power rankings, would be a big start on that path to kind of getting himself back where he believes he deserves to be. And we'll see if he can pull that off tonight.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. As the referee splits them up, Yates taking the opportunity to throw a punch in. Not going to say that I wouldn't expect the same out of Triple G, so probably no love lost here between these two.
Seems like Yates is maybe taking some of Triple G's comments personally about his size. Seems to be extra nasty.
Nice DDT there from Yates. Lays Triple G out, but he's got some fight left in him still. How about an early pinfall attempt? Does get a 1 count, but that's about it.
Oh, nice reversal from Yates.
And a loose press. It's old school, I tell you, man. It's a classic for a reason, kind of like Yates himself.
Doesn't capitalize on it, though, as Triple G seems to be back in control of this match.
Everything in this match is just looking real stiff. I'm interested to see what kind of fire we're going to see from Yates tonight.
A little bit of fire there, taunting his opponent on the ground before giving him one more strike, but that's not going to be enough to put away Triple G for sure.
Slamming his head to the mat too. My goodness.
Yates looking to kind of just take advantage here, although I think Gray slowing it down was probably pretty smart from him there.
Yeah. Gray is a master of controlling the pace, controlling the match. I think getting in his opponent's heads in a way that few can keep up with. But
ooh, big jumping knee strike there takes down Yates.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I can't separate these two right now.
Triple G using the knee effectively here. Now wrenching on the neck of Yates in the corner. Spending some time on the right arm here, focusing on the body part. Could be a good strategy. Nice suplex into a cover attempt, but Yates, right there in the corner, able to grab the ropes and break the hold.
Big clubbing blow and then a taunt for good measure. Gray counters with a jawbreaker. Ooh, and then that knee strike again. My
Gray really favoring the knee strikes tonight, and that's about the third time he's been on the mat and has turned him getting up into an attacking opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, he's really striking at every chance he gets. It's impressive. He even when he's not in control, you feel like he can always assert himself very easily.
Another pin attempt here from Gray. Two.
Oh
my.
My goodness, that was much closer than Yates will be comfortable with.
Much closer than
Yates looking a little fatigued out there, I say, as he gets a nice strike in, but swinging wildly. And
just shucks off the drop kick from Gray there. You know, you mentioned Yates being tired. We saw this in the tournament as well. He had to take a lot of breathers, a lot of powders. Really had to take his time catching his breath. And he's going to hope that that's not an issue for him going forward, because stamina is something you have to have when you're a wrestler.
Well, I don't think Yates liked that taunt from Gray. He gets right back in the ring and delivers a series of hands right to the forehead of Gray.
Only a 1 count to show for it, though.
Really been a back and forth action so far between both of these. You know, that could be the familiarity between these two, having spent a little time together in NEW.
How about some turnbuckle for dinner?
How about some double-digit turnbuckle? You know, we've seen Yates focus on the back a little bit, focus on the arm. Triple G focus that way. Yates almost exclusively on the head and face of Triple G. You got to think that's perhaps targeted, maybe a bit related to Triple G's obsession with his own looks.
There's number 4. I'm telling you, Gray is very dangerous from that position.
He'll strike out of nowhere. It's really impressive.
We often talk about how if you can get someone on the mat, you can neutralize a lot of them, but Gray's been very effective there. Big double axe handle shot to the head from Yates. Still just a 1 count, though. Triple G is showing his resiliency for sure.
It feels like maybe Gray's picking his spot here. You know, he's taking a beating, but he keeps striking back. He's always ready to kick out at 1. Whoa, big German from Gray, but he's in the ropes.
Again, yeah, keeps him in the corner, though. He's got to land that center of the ring if he wants that to be effective. And another Fez press.
And somebody's bleeding.
Busted him open and going back for more. Telling you, Yates is focusing on the head of Triple G, and that seems to be effective so far.
Yeah, really Yates is really fired up here. He's got something to prove tonight, it seems. A little mat work. Okay. Yeah, talk about some technical wrestling here.
Got him in a bit of an alligator roll now, wrenching on the neck once again.
Actually pulled his foot off of the ropes there. That's an impressive wrench on the neck to actually move him forward.
Yates now got the hold locked in. Can Triple G get out of it? Sure enough. Slips the grasp. That's some of that body oil at work there, perhaps.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
Wow.
And right in front of the ref.
Oh, my.
Yates goes for the low blow, and the ref has signaled for the end of this match.
Yates was just too mad. I really do think that what Gray has been saying got to him. He came out tonight and just was angry from the jump, and this quickly got out of hand.
And I'll tell you, that's not the first we've seen that from Yates. It's the first sighting here in SWA, but, you know, has been known to go for the low blow, but he's gotten away with it in the past. This time right in view of the ref, who, wisely and correctly calls for the disqualification. A win for Triple G and a tough loss for Yates, who gets caught red-handed there.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Yates knows the rules, and he broke them anyway. I mean, that's a shame. It was a really interesting match. I thought that Yates had a chance to win legitimately, but instead he just went for the harmful blow. He wanted to hurt Gray, and maybe we'll see that come back around in the future.
Yeah, certainly seemed personal there, and that may have been a win in the eyes of Yates. He busted open Triple G and delivered that low blow. It's a pretty sound connection. Maybe that's all he was looking to do. Maybe the record not too important to Yates.
I don't want to get too far behind here, but I gotta say I think Yates is probably considering tonight a victory, regardless of that result.
Very
Maybe
well
so.
Could be. And how about a third entrant there has in the robe battle? We've got Sparkles coming to the ring.
Also a former SWA wrestler while we're at it. I mean,
It's
seems
true.
a theme here.
I don't know. I think he's a clear third in the bathrobe battle tonight.
It's certainly a look from the Austin, Texas native. Almost a hometown match for him here in Dallas. Tonight he's got a bit of an interesting pairing. He's coming to the ring in a tag team match, first of the night, with Gonzo McLovin, all the way from the Amazon. Both of these two, there's a bit of a theme tonight. There's quite a few people who are 0-2, looking to get a win to kind of bolster their career. A tag win here for Sparkles and McLovin would be nice. Both of them sitting at 0-2.
Yeah, but also on the other side of the match, Puma also at 0-2. You know, really, this is Domingo Cervantes, the only one of these four who's had some success thus far. Everybody kind of looking to get things off on a better foot. Maybe the tag team division is the way to do it.
Cervantes could, certainly be the key to this match, being perhaps the most skilled wrestler in the ring, and maybe that's why Puma has teamed up with him. A good chance to kind of bolster his resume and be helped out by the heavyweight with a 3-1 record. For McLovin, he was the last stop on the Triple G crusade, which I suppose gets another victory tonight, even though it was via DQ. For Sparkles, it was Eric Draven, his last match, a match that he lost. Good opponents for sure, but they did come away without a win. So a win here could be kind of crucial for them. Maybe this is the start of a more long-lasting pairing if they can come away with a victory tonight against Puma and Cervantes.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. There's always that question of, sort of a pair thrown together out of nowhere versus a pair that are sort of a more practiced fit, but you never know. You gotta actually have the matches to figure out who's really the best.
Absolutely. Worth noting that their opponents tonight have never wrestled as a tag team before, not in a real live match. So
Yeah, that is true. They've at least sort of had the opportunity to prepare as a tag team, to think as a team, and
sure.
I think they will hope that will be their edge. We've seen that bear out in other tag team matches so far in SWA, so there's no reason to think that it won't continue.
So some match has to be your first match. So
It's true.
Might as well get a start against a tag team that as you said, it sort of seems to have been put together. But these two, they seem excited.
A lot of energy, and just the just entering together gives a different vibe for two that come in separate, still maybe thinking about themselves. That's what's key to these tag matches, is working together as a team, as a unit. The cooperation is critical, and it's a minor thing, but even entering together shows that these two are willing to work together, and maybe that can be the key to success tonight.
I think that will definitely be what they hope for. That all the teamwork, all the practice, all the time they've spent thinking about this sort of thing will indeed be their edge. But we'll see.
We're starting with Sparkles and El Puma in the ring, and a hot start for Puma.
Yeah. He, again, he's one of those that, like we said, 3 out of the 4 guys in this match have had 0 wins. So everybody really looking to show what's up, and Puma trying to be the first one to do it, but he's already
Nobody home there.
Yeah. And a standing Spanish fly from Puma. Wow. Great athleticism, and already tagging in his partner, staying fresh.
Here comes Domingo.
And the wise decision, perhaps, lay in some offense and then get your teammate in. You always want to have the most fresh wrestler in the ring, and that's what they have going for them right now.
Yep.
Nice DDT there for Cervantes. Going for the cover already. Gets a 1 count.
You know, Cervantes is a very strong guy here. So even though Sparkles is you know, a large man, I think it's a question of power and strength. I think Cervantes is going to win every time.
Yeah, we're talking about a difference there of about 3 inches, but more importantly, about 80 pounds. But some nice tag team action from McLovin and Sparkles.
Yeah, I got to say, that's good teamwork. You never expect to see that from two sort of random guys thrown together.
A throwback to the Yates Triple G match. Nice Thez press there from Domingo.
Again, nobody home with the strikes in the corner, and early on, that's really hurt Sparkles and McLovin here.
Cervantes trying to reposition his opponent, maybe cut that ring in half, get him where he wants him, and again, go into the tag, keeping the fresher man in the match.
See what Puma's going to do
showing
here.
up a little bit early. Anytime they've gotten one of them down, they've looked to tag.
I think that's smart, though. You know, really keeping the fresher man like we talked about, but also, you know, helping express some faith in your partner. You know, these guys are a tag team, and they need to really build each other up, too. Like you said, they haven't wrestled in real matches yet. So establishing early on that they trust one another, that they're really a team is I think, an important part of what they're looking to do here tonight.
Puma gets some offense in, and here comes Domingo. Sets him up, and what a boot from Cervantes.
Oh, man. Again, just going to work on that head. My goodness. But a big back body drop by Gonzo McLovin.
A little back and forth action here. And back in is Sparkles. Big boot to the gut. But Cervantes punches his way out of the corner.
Reversal of fortune there. We're going to the other corner now. Let's see what Sparkles has in mind. Some more tag offense by these guys.
Big shot to the gut. A lot of focus on the midsection, but what an elbow from Cervantes.
Busted him open, I think.
And McLovin, yeah, we may have some color in this one as well. That hasn't put McLovin out. He's back to his feet already.
Really working the crowd, too.
Sure enough, though, he is busted open from that elbow from Domingo. Well placed and a lot of power behind it.
Big reversal on that. Oh, no. Cervantes is going to be looking to get a tag here pretty soon, but he's going to be going for a ride first.
Oh, and McLovin with 1, 2, and how about a third? He needs to get out of there and in a hurry.
Oh, man. McLovin really getting some momentum here. This is bad news for Cervantes. But at the same time, maybe he's going to take McLovin on a ride of his own.
How about the reversal of fortune, as you mentioned before, here?
It's 3 butterfly suplexes. Not a bad way to return the favor. And going for the pin. No tag here.
And Trace looking for the tag cover, but Sparkles breaks it up wisely. But a nice takedown from Puma.
Puma getting a little offense in since he came into the ring anyway. But Cervantes sizing him up. Maybe looking for that crucifix powerbomb.
And with Sparkles out of the ring, is Cervantes going to put this one away? No help.
I think maybe that was some smart teamwork there by Fuerza Mayor.
1, 2, and 3.
And there it is.
They get a big victory. Kept Gonzo in the ring. Great tag team work there, and taking out Sparkles. That move by Puma sent Sparkles to the outside, and Cervantes capitalized.
Yeah, that was some good. They were definitely on the same page there. I think Puma knew that Cervantes was looking to execute that crucifix power bomb, and so he said, "I'm going to clear out the partner here so that he can't come in and break up the pin." That's smart stuff. Good teamwork by these two.
Well, you see how winded these two look. They that was a good match. The relatively less practiced tag team certainly gave them a show.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gonzo McLovin showed some resiliency and really put in some work in there. He just got caught in the ring for too long.
Yep.
Sparkles, he really needed some help from Sparkles in that one.
That's true. Yeah, I think again, it's back to that teamwork. That's the that seems to have been the edge there. These two were on the same page. They clearly talked strategy and thought through how they would approach the match. And Sparkles and McLovin, I think, probably hadn't really talked about it a whole lot before now.
And speaking of tag matches, our next match, though, it's a one-on-one. Features the Beast, Calvin Abueva, taking on Captain Tiger Marsh. And these two tagged together last week. And, it didn't go too well for them against the debuting Deadfire.
Yeah, you can say that again. These two kind of got embarrassed by a couple of small guys.
Yeah, Captain Tiger Marsh got caught in a submission hold, center of the ring. And I think the most surprising thing was that what we actually saw tonight from Sparkles and McLovin, even though they lost, they came to each other's aid when needed. And that's exactly what Marsh needed, and Abueva was nowhere to be found. Marsh ended up tapping out. And that's what ended the match. And now these two are going to go head-to-head and sort of settle the differences there. Abueva's certainly got the size advantage here, 4 inches, about 40 pounds over Captain Tiger Marsh, both heavyweights. But Abueva coming in from the Philippines, taking on the Illinois native Marsh. He's definitely got the size advantage.
Yeah, and I get the reason for facing off against one another. I don't know who to take here. I think either of these guys has equal motivation, right? They probably each blame the other for that loss, even though Marsh was the one who actually tapped out. Kind of suddenly, too, if you recall, we were very surprised that he tapped out to that particular move in that particular moment. It felt a little soon. But I think, like you mentioned, Abueva didn't exactly come to his aid. So I think, each probably passes blame to the other, and I don't know who to side with here.
Yeah, there's a bit of an expectation when you're working together as a team that, when needed, your teammate kind of can help bail you out. And
Yeah,
Abueva
teamwork,
wasn't
right?
there for him, That's Marsh was in the match for a long time, ended up getting caught out a bit like we saw from McLovin tonight. McLovin took the pin in that last match, but I think if you're grading those two, McLovin had a much better showing than Sparkles did. And if I'm Captain Tiger Marsh, that's the argument I'm making about the loss last week as well. Yeah, I tapped out, but my teammate wasn't there for me, and I was doing a lot of it myself. So what are you going to do? You got to have the teamwork in a tag team match.
And I think shortly we'll be done with the longest intro in the history of intros here.
Yeah, a bit of a replay of the earlier entrance from Gonzo McLovin. Now we've got Captain Tiger Marsh heading to the ring now. Between these two, we're looking for the Beast Bomb out of Abueva. That's how he ended up beating Aloysius S. And for Marsh, it's a super kick, it's a stunner, it's a good combination. Helped him to beat Art Vandelay. Didn't help him win that tag match, but in singles competition, both of these two are 1-1, and 2-1 is going to look a lot better on the power rankings than 1-2. That's for sure.
Should be a good one. These guys clearly with a bit of a score to settle after their last run out on the same side. Not really sure who I think's got this. Maybe Abueva, but he hasn't really shown a lot of ring IQ. Let's say it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one for sure. And here, clear, we're getting a little technical to start. It's an interesting call.
Bit of a surprise out of these two heavyweights to see this this level of technical proficiency early in this match.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have predicted that these two would engage in a extremely technical match. I would have thought they'd just kind of start swinging their fists to sort their differences out. And now we're dumping Marsh to the outside.
We've spilled to the outside, so maybe now is a bit more expectation coming through.
My first thought when I saw Abueva go for that hold was maybe that he wanted to make Marsh tap out himself to prove a point. But, yeah.
Certainly would be a fitting into this, bit of a mini feud here. Look at the strength of Abueva, though.
Wow.
That's not a small dude. He just did that, too.
Just dumping him to the mat, too. Not a gentle drop, but just really a gnarly throw. A proper slam. But only a 1 count to show for it. Oh, big open-handed strike.
Abueva certainly thinks he's controlling this one, and I have to agree at this point.
Early on it's been mostly Abueva. I think we've seen Marsh get a few blows in, but he has not looked like he's been the aggressor for the majority of this match. Working the neck, I think maybe we'll see, some submission moves from Abueva here, even though he's maybe not a specialist. It certainly would be the poetic end to this little mini feud here if Marsh were to tap out.
Abueva's got a bone to pick, clearly.
Yeah, and he had that locked in pretty well. Actually, just kind of let Marsh out of it.
I think he wants to wreak some more havoc. Probably wants to cause a little more pain before he just ends it, I wouldn't blame him if he's feeling as slighted as he seems to be.
Oh, big drop kick
athletic
from the 6'10" Abueva.
That's a large man sending a lot of force your way. That kind of drop kick. Running into each other a couple times, a couple of large guys just not being moved easily. But a big gut wrench suplex here.
Abueva
for that beast bomb.
Marsh wanting, and then big beast bomb. Dropped the back of his neck on the ropes, too.
I thought he might just throw him out of the ring and kill him right there.
Looks
genuinely.
Like he thought about it, but he's going for the cover here. Has he done enough to put him away? Not quite. Shoulder up.
Only a 2 count. Got to do more.
Marsh somehow, some way, still in this match.
Maybe now you go for that submission move, but I guess Marsh is not out yet.
Finally found his way there. A couple different structures to that move, but I gotta say Marsh has hung in there, showing a little bit more resiliency than perhaps Abueva's been giving him credit for in the run-up.
Yeah, he definitely has shown that he can take a beating, but the question is, can he turn around the match and actually win it?
Yeah,
I still don't know if I would go that. Oh no! Couple of quick shots to the face, and now Abueva's busted open.
Yeah, that impact really doing a number on the beast there. Trying to open him up a little bit more. A series of strong right hands.
Wow.
And correction, it looks like Marsh was the one that got opened up.
Yeah, it seems like you're right on that. I don't know how that happened, but I suppose, getting hit just right. He did take a lot of beatings, so I suppose it's possible. Wow,
Yeah,
big overhand chop.
Not sure if he got a piece of himself in one of those strikes or what happened, but a nice DDT off the ropes there.
And a big drape DDT there on the man. Just leaving it. Oh, what's going on here? What, Marsh? What are you doing? Standing in the corner, just watching his prey. I feel like he's taking too much time. Oh,
Gets
okay.
it back where he
Now we
wants it.
see what's
Oh,
going
okay.
on.
Looking to tune up that leg.
Here it comes.
Big super kick. Takes Abueva right off his feet.
I think that's going to be it for the man right there.
Oh,
No.
only a
Oh,
two
my
count,
goodness.
and barely a
And
2 count.
The Beast kicks out at 2 after a devastating super kick.
Both of these two have turned down each other's finishing moves so far.
Bueva looking to assert himself again here, it seems like.
It's going to take more than that to take out either one of them. Couple of big strikes to the gut and one in the head, and just tosses him across the ring.
Marsh may have missed his chance here.
Yeah, it really felt like that was his moment, but I guess we'll see.
Two
Kicks out again at 2.
Certainly
done yet.
a slow start to that count from the ref.
Wrenching that head, which is already quite beat up, opened up at some point that we apparently missed, but working on it now, I don't think that's a bad idea from Abueva here, because, again, if you can make Marsh tap, I think that's a pretty definitive answer on whose fault it was that they lost that tag match last week.
Yeah, if we're going for the submissions, you can tell there's a little bit of personal baked into this match, and unsurprisingly, after that loss they suffered last week, and
Oh, big clothesline too, man. This is gotten pretty personal. I think is a good way to put it. It's just all really stiff. Nobody's holding back.
These two just still going to work. I'm really surprised one of them hasn't dropped.
oh, and Marsh is not in a place he wants to be.
Uh-oh.
Once more, the beast bomb. Abueva dumps him near the center of the ring. Has he done enough now to put him away? Yes, he has.
There it is.
And he didn't get the tap that I think he probably wanted, but I think that's a good resounding victory from Abueva.
Couple of beast bombs and busted his opponent open. I'd say he definitively won that one.
Yeah, I think Marsh had a better showing than it seemed like he might. Early on he was really just sort of on the back foot. He got his stuff in. He got a nice super kick that Abueva kicked out of, but ultimately that was Abueva's match. Not quite from bell to bell, but for the majority, he seems like he earned that win.
Gonna send Abueva to 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big win
and,
for Abueva. Could be looking to move up the card a little bit, move up the power rankings with that win.
Here is your winner, the Beast.
Abueva really soaking in the victory here.
Clearly meant a lot to him.
Yeah, I mean, if your name gets kind of slandered implicitly or otherwise, you really want to show people what's up, and I think he feels like he did just that.
And how
Boy,
about
this
some
one,
more tag team action?
This is gonna be interesting, to say the least.
We've got the 1-0 Quinn brothers, although we're seeing two Quinn brothers that we haven't seen tagged together before, and featuring the debut of fourth brother Matthew Quinn, who we didn't think was going to join us in the SWA, but went ahead and showed up, especially after the success of his three brothers and Noah and Jamie getting the win in their debut. Now they got a match against two of the newest superstars in the SWA, Deuce Bennett and the merciless Mason Jones.
You know, I think that these Quins, I think they're just like recruiting, sort of random actors and stunt performers and telling them to pretend that their name is Quinn. Like they can't have this many brothers. It's ridiculous. To keep finding more of them. They're coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Matthew is the last one or if there's a fifth somewhere that's going to show up eventually. But we're going to see the debut tonight of the Bullet, Matthew Quinn. And he's working alongside the sharpshooter Corey. Both first-time tag team action for both of them, but the Quins are already 1-0.
Last saw Corey back in episode 2 in a heavyweight showdown with Cervantes. That was a good match.
and a great match from both competitors there. I think Corey Quinn has shown us he's really made us something special. Speaking of, early on it was a strong start from Deuce Bennett. His most recent match was perhaps not quite something to be quite so proud of, losing to Tomoyo Yamaguchi last week, but this old school guy here who really isn't a fan of any flips is looking to right the ship, I think, here.
Yeah,
He prefers punches to flips, if you will.
His one victory was against Dead Peace, which was in his debut match, and it's always good to win your debut, but we haven't seen the best showing from Peace in solos action, so we're not sure how impressive that victory is, but Mason Jones won last week in episode 3, won his debut against Lucien Badeau, and had a pretty good showing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a couple of guys who both had really strong starts. We'll see if that's going to hold up, if it's flukes, what have you. But this is an interesting pair of guys who, maybe didn't think about doing a tag team wrestling initially and have been paired together here, but, sort of similar in some ways.
And both of them, fresh to the SWA, getting a win in your debut is nice. I'm sure Bennett would have loved to win that second match, but if you can get a win in your first tag match, even if it's not with a dedicated tag partner, it's a pretty good start to your career, getting a singles and a tag win. So, that's what they'll be looking to pull off tonight against the Quins, who are already 1-0 as a tag team. But important to remember that Corey and Matthew have not worked together in SWA yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're 1-0. They're 1-0 via the Freebird rule. Like, these two guys themselves are not 1-0. They don't have any matches under their belt. The Quins as a stable are 1-0, but you mentioned these two guys maybe looking to start things off here, and despite not having been like a dedicated tag team, maybe this is the start of a partnership. Maybe they find that they work really well together.
Yeah, and
Collection
it's
of
gonna
Quins
be
assembling.
interesting to see. If the Quins are successful, it's going to be interesting to see what their best pairings are together. Is it Corey and Matthew? Is it Jamie and Noah? Is it a pairing that we haven't seen yet? Be interesting to see, which pairing of two sort of works the best for them. If there's a weak link in this chain, it's going to come to the forefront and it's going to really hurt them. They all need to be at their best at all times.
I'm just
It's
saying, I
interest-
only count 3 Quins.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting. One of the actual folks competing in this match right here is nowhere to be seen. He's not worried about it, I suppose. He's taking his sweet time getting to the ring. Maybe he's happy to let his brothers take the spotlight. I'm not sure what the reasoning is here.
Has anyone checked on? Yes? No?
Oh, maybe this is him then.
Oh.
All right. Well,
There he is.
Aha!
Matthew coming to the ring on his own. Interesting choice.
And his partner from St. Louis, Missouri.
He's a lean guy.
At 235 pounds, Matthew Quinn.
Matthew Quinn looking a little stiff here, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely not moving with the fluidity you'd want to see from someone who's about to engage in a wrestling match. Also, quite greasy.
Yeah, I guess Quinn has just decided to, make his presence known in his debut, but
I'm not getting a particularly sober vibe from Matthew Quinn right now. Just saying.
yeah, maybe a bit late to the match, really taking his time, and the movement looks like he's, just sore from working all week or something. Interesting entrance, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that he was maybe celebrating his debut a little early and lost track of time. Who knows what's going on here, but we'll see if this factors into the match at all.
We're about to find out.
And Corey's first in the match, but how about that? A nice start from Deuce Bennett. Strong
Nice takedown
showing
there
already
and
from Deuce.
working the head a little bit. See if he can get Corey to bleed.
Corey finally fighting back a little bit here against Deuce. Big strong clothesline in the corner. If he was looking for a tag, Matthew nowhere to be found. He's back up on the ropes now. Big knee drop. But Bennett, he's got his tag team in.
What are they thinking here with the top
Oh
rope?
boy.
Up to the top turnbuckle, dropped on the back is Corey Quinn. But he's quickly to
double.
his feet.
Big back suplex from both men here, but like you said, Quinn kind of no-sold it there. He's feeling fired up.
See if Corey can get Matthew in for the first time here. No, Mason gets out of the corner quickly.
Corey didn't even look at Matthew on that.
Could be mad about the way that entrance went down.
I can't say I would blame him if that were the case. Snap suplex there, and maybe looking for an early pin here. What's going on? What's he thinking?
Taken into the corner.
Oh, okay, some tag team action.
Now
Cutting
he'll
the
do
ring
it.
in half. Now he's got Matthew in, and now we've got the debut of the newest Quinn brother.
And you got to wonder with these two on the outside, is there going to be any mischief, any kind of shenanigans going on here? Some chicanery, maybe?
We did see from Deadfire a little bit of an interruption from Eric Draven last week. With two other brothers on the sideline. You're right. Like, how will that come into play, if at all? And will it benefit the Quinns or harm them?
Little tag work.
in for Corey. Nice teamwork there. Gives Corey the advantage coming into the ring. And he
But not for long.
quickly gives it up.
Matthew Quinn narrowly avoiding
Ooh, and
eating some shoe leather there.
This is a little dangerous.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in blue pants right there. I would be scared if I were Mason Jones.
and one guy in a blue suit. It's got to be Haz over at the table.
Do wear a blue suit a lot.
Driven into the corner of the empty Spanish announce table there. Ooh,
Oh, wow, with the Pele kick. Both men here need to be mindful of the ref's count. Up to 6.
Just tosses Mason Jones around and still not done with him just yet.
I got to say, I respect here the decision by the other two Quins to avoid getting involved in this match. But
oh, no.
Mason here just beating the piss out of him on the apron.
Oh, Corey gets back in the ring.
No! No!
What? Last second.
Wow, just some incredible ring awareness from
Just
the Quins.
Absolutely playing possum there. Catches Mason Jones off guard. Look at this. Last second, ref
Snuck
calls for the
in.
match.
Corey Quinn getting an easy win by
Wow.
letting his face get beaten on the apron for a minute before sliding in at the last possible second.
What a victory for the Quinn brothers. We didn't have to see a lot from the debuting Matthew Quinn, and that could be good news for the Quinn brothers because he didn't look like he was all there.
Hey, what's Corey Quinn's little nickname? Sharpshooter?
The
Is that it?
sharpshooter, yeah, Corey Quinn.
I think we ought to come up with some sort of slide themed nickname. He feels like a baseball player right now.
He just stole second base there. That's what
He
I'm
really
saying.
did.
Maybe
He
stole
really did.
home.
Stole a
Jeez.
second win for the Quinn brothers, that's for sure.
Winning run. Ridiculous.
Fucking Ricky Henderson over here.
Takes us right into our kind of penultimate match of the night. We've got a Path to Glory qualifier between Flynn Turner Simmons and El Sangres. Should be a good one.
And as a reminder, each one of these matches we're having seals one more competitor in the Path to Glory match in our upcoming pay-per-view countdown. And the winner of that Path to Glory match will receive a very exciting prize that has been as yet undisclosed. So get excited for that revelation down the road.
Yeah, quite the payday in store for whoever takes that home.
Yeah, and with Sangres on display, we should, will we see any SWA flippy shit TM, or will he focus more, from what we've seen of him so far, on the legs, on the striking proficiency to take down FTS?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, FDS has proven himself to be a really great competitor. Sangres is a smaller guy. He's really athletic, but sometimes he has to rely on that athleticism because his strikes don't pack quite the punch, if you will, that some of the other competitors do. So it'll be interesting to see what his strategy is here. But I think FTS is not someone to take lightly.
No, he had
I wouldn't take any man lightly that appears to have fallen into a paint factory.
Well, yeah, FTS won the highlighter battle against Lucien Bedeau in his last match, sitting at 2-1, whereas Sangres last took down Diego Mercer. Those wins in retrospect aren't looking as strong when you look at the singles resume of those two wrestlers. So it could be a good chance here, whoever wins this match, to really boost their own resume.
At 137 pounds,
There's been some chatter out there that Sangres doesn't get enough respect in the stable, but I think you just heard it in the ring. 137 pounds?
Yeah, weighing in at the size of a teenage girl, El Sangres coming to the ring.
Certainly the smallest wrestler in SWA. 5'6", 137. He is every bit of a cruiserweight. And even someone like Flynn Turner Simmons, he's a light heavyweight, 220 pounds, 6'1". FTS has an 80-pound advantage on Sangres.
Yeah, just look at that size difference. I mean, my goodness. And FTS off to a strong start here.
Big right hand. Sangres quickly back to his deadly feet. We'll see if he can use those effectively to take down FTS.
Misses the super kick there, it looks like, but we'll see what he can do. FTS in control again here.
Nice counter. Sangres gets in a controlling position. And a takedown of his own.
Misses the drop kick. And
Oh, nobody home there on that kick.
a couple of whiffs here early. Yeah, these guys seem to have scouted each other pretty well.
Nice acrobatic takedown from Songgrace. Misses another kick there. The power of Songgrace is really centered in the precision strikes of the feet and legs, the knee as well. But he's got to land it if he's going to do any damage with it.
Well, 2 boots to the chest might take a little bit of wind out of him.
And he's center of the ring, not where you want to be here as FTS goes for the cover, but he only gets a 1 count.
Hanging in, though. My goodness, I don't think there's anyone else in the entire SWA that can do that like he does.
He's back in a troubling position here. Simmons maintaining control of a lot of this match. Going for a cover again. Just a 1 count. FTS with a kick of his own.
FTS looking confident. He clearly thinks that the size advantage will win in the end here.
He's had the control so far. Songgrace is going to need something to turn his way. He's locked into a submission attempt here. Slides out of it. Finally lands one of those kicks. And a big stomp to the face and going for a cover of his own. Just a 1 count for him as well.
Both these guys very willing to go for a pin. Nice. Using the legs. This is exactly what Songgrace wants to do when his opponent's on the mat. Just keep striking.
Standing shooting star press there too.
Ooh,
wow.
Leg drop there.
You know, if you think about it, these early pin attempts, you know, just kind of going for it out of nowhere. I get it because this path to glory opportunity is not one that everyone gets a chance at. So you got to try to seal it whenever you think you might have a shot.
Yeah, and Songgrace landed a strong boot there, stomping FTS to the ground. Now seems to be stalking his opponent here.
Looking for something a little bigger, it seems like. Here's that hip
Tosses him
toss.
over and drives the knee into the jaw. Is that enough to put away FTS?
2. Got
There
him.
it is.
Sure is. El Songgrace with the hip toss knee strike puts away FTS.
A little respect there by the competitors. I think maybe a lot of us in Dallas here tonight maybe underestimated Songgrace just a bit, and that probably included FTS.
Yeah, and he comes up with a big victory. He is on the path to glory, and certainly a place you want to be. Speaking of path to glory, though, someone who's already punched their ticket as well, Yasuke Bozeman, has a shot tonight to take down Benjamin Goldenberg, who's been on a bit of a run of his own. In our main event, we've got the 2-1 Bozeman against the 3-1 Benjamin Goldenberg.
Yeah, this is interesting here. Bozeman definitely like a solid guy and has had a good run, but I think really trying to punch above his weight here a bit, and I'll be interested to see how it pans out.
So far, Bozeman has victories against Art Vandelay and Machine. That victory against the Machine looking a little better after tonight after his decisive victory in our first match. But the Vandelay victory not sitting so well on the resume necessarily. But Goldenberg's last victory was against the Ace, and he made a deep run into our tournament to crown the inaugural champion. He's had a pretty good run so far, and a win here against Bozeman would be nice as well.
Making his way to the ring.
Yeah, I mean it's been a strong start for Goldenberg, and he definitely has established himself as an elite competitor here in the federation. But I think Bozeman's whole point is, hey, I can hang. I'm part of that same echelon. And I think he's looking to prove that here tonight, ahead of the Path to Glory match in a few weeks.
Yeah, and with his ticket punched, he's got almost nothing to lose here. Obviously, you don't want to lose a match ever, but he's going to be featured on our Countdown pay-per-view. And, a victory here against Goldenberg could do a lot to get him even further up the card, maybe instill some fear in the opponents for that match.
Yeah, establishes momentum too, right? Like you go into that pay-per-view that much hotter for having beaten such a strong competitor like Goldenberg. But on the other side of things, I mean, Goldenberg, as much as the next guy loves a good squash match, he loves to just come in and wreak havoc and beat the piss out of somebody, and that might be what happens. And you see, they freaking spelled his name wrong in his dressing room. That makes him so angry every time before the match.
He's going to be irate coming to the ring with that still in play.
This is, again, we got to talk to production. Like, this is just like it was the lights last week, and then they misspelled the name on the dressing room. We gotta get this stuff sorted out. This is Bush League.
Weighing in at 285 pounds, Benjamin Goldman.
Overheard a couple interns saying they didn't want to go near his dressing room, so that's also
say I
sort of
blame
part of
him.
the problem.
Could be that the production team has spent all their time on the pyro. Doesn't have time for typos.
No time for typos or tupos, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of fireworks going on here in this intro. And body oil while we're at it. I mean, somebody had to lather this dude up.
Has he ever explained the tasseled boots to anyone?
I've always thought of them as kind of like mops. He just, while he's walking around, he's cleaning the floor while he's walking around.
Yeah, perhaps that's a meta commentary on cleaning the ring of his opponent.
Maybe so. That could be it right there.
Or could just be a bad style choice.
Hard to say. Bozeman looking ready.
Oh, and Goldenberg running across and just catches a punch from Bozeman. But there's the strength of Benjamin just tossing down his opponent.
Ouch.
Here we're really seeing already like the power differential between these two. Bozeman is a great wrestler, but I think Goldenberg is just bigger and stronger, and that could be all it needs to make the difference.
Yeah, he's got about 4 inches and nearly 70 pounds on Bozeman. But Bozeman's a solid fighter. He's landing in a lot of stiff strikes here, but it hasn't taken Goldenberg off his feet yet. Big kick.
Bozeman landing some strikes early in this match.
Yeah, and
the best way to go after him.
Goldenberg, got him to the corner and then just took his time getting over there, and seems to have really kind of wasted that one. I worry here maybe he's going to underestimate his opponent a bit.
Over the top, driving the leg onto the back of the head of Goldenberg. Bozeman, perhaps wisely not going for a lot of grapples here as he goes for the pinfall. Focusing on the striking, and that's one way to negate the size difference. You're not having to take your opponent to the ground if you're just punching him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows he needs to pick his battles here, and you're not going to out muscle the guy that's this much bigger. So you use the strategy that'll help you win. It's just efficient wrestling. That's all that is.
Ooh, Bozeman going to tackle his opponent outside the ring, catches a knee instead. But right back in control of this one.
Yeah, Bozeman looking good here early on.
Certainly a little aggressive on the pin attempts, but yeah, I agree. I like the approach he's taken so far. He's got to be careful, though. Goldenberg's no slouch. He'll hang in
and
the match.
Goldenberg taking him up and power bombing him center of the ring. Big impact there. Bozeman
Maybe
getting
looking
back
for
to
that
his
jackhammer.
feet.
Oh,
Taking
instead the
him up.
tombstone.
Pile driver position, and that could be it for Bozeman as Goldenberg put him away. Got the
No,
shoulder
sir.
up. Two
No,
count
sir.
for Bozeman. That's a deadly combo from Benjamin Goldenberg. The power bomb right into the tombstone, and Bozeman is back on his feet already. A ton of resiliency here from the light heavyweight.
Now Bozeman looking to catch his breath a little bit, some rest holds, kind of let himself get the wind underneath him again before he goes on the offensive here.
Yeah, and he must have had it knocked out of him with all of that offense that Goldenberg laid in. Impressive enough that he's even back to his feet, but to be back on the attack, pretty strong showing.
Yeah, I think at least so far we've seen a great showing from Bozeman. I mean, regardless of the outcome, obviously he wants to win here, and that's what you'd expect out of any competitor. But I think Bozeman has really shown what he's made of here. Really coming out and stepping up to the challenge of a much larger competitor who's
He was
largely
taken
been
in
better.
the moment, but he's caught by Goldenberg into another pile driver.
Man, that taunt.
Maybe should have been capitalizing as Goldenberg put him away this time.
No, sir.
Somehow Bozeman out again. And Goldenberg can't believe it.
Yeah, he's livid. Even more angry than people misspelling his name. Goldenberg really hates when people kick out of his finisher.
Dumps him off the top rope. Bozeman has been the recipient of a powerbomb and not one but two tombstone pile drivers and is still kicking.
Got a little stunner
here,
on the
though.
top rope there. My goodness.
Kicks out at two again.
He refuses. He's not going to go down.
A lot of heart from Bozeman in this one.
Yeah, this is really that fighting spirit. Oh, man.
Oh.
Big impaler DDT there from Bozeman.
Oh, he's got Goldenberg down,
for his
also going
own.
for a pin. Got him.
There it is.
Unbelievable.
Stayed in it just long enough.
Benjamin Goldenberg gave Bozeman everything he had, and Yasuke comes away with a victory.
Incredible. That was a great showing from Bozeman. Like I said, he really showed us what he was made of, and he just stayed in it long enough to execute the right move and call it in his favor.
A strong showing from Bozeman. Really bolsters his resume with that victory, and man, he took a beating.
3-1.
Hung in there.
I'm just saying that puts him above Goldenberg record-wise.
And with a big win over Goldenberg,
Yeah, exactly.
I think Bozeman's really asserted himself as one of the top dogs here in the SWA.
Yep, he got the shot he was looking for, and wow, capitalized for sure.
Here is your winner,
A big victory for Bozeman, who's already got his ticket punched on the path to glory, but maybe already looking for more. Maybe he's got his sights set on that gold strap around the waist of Warren Windham.
I think, if nothing else, he's painted a really large target on his back once we get to that Path to Glory match, because now that he's shown what he can do, I think everybody else will be looking to make sure he's not the one that wins.
Certainly a showing. I mean, he took a lot of punishment in that match and was still in there fighting and gave out quite a lot of his own and really put away his opponent in this one. That concludes our main event and the show as a whole. 7 great matches tonight. Haz, what was your favorite thing that we saw tonight out of the superstars in action?
Gotta be Bozeman. He stole the show at the end there. taking out a very, very good opponent in Benjamin Goldenberg out of nowhere, really. A lot of resilience. He wins the night, in my opinion.
Big victory for sure. Doc, what about you?
You know, I think Bozeman's the obvious pick here, but I gotta say, going back to the very first match on the card, the Machine finally showing us that machine takedown punch we've been hearing so much about. Getting a win, riding the ship, and looking to show us why he deserves to be here. I think that was a great way to get things on the right track for him, and I was really excited to see that he, showed through.
A big win for him for sure. We've heard a lot about that machine takedown, and when he finally landed it, it didn't take anything more to get a victory. For sure, the future of the tag team division in the SWA is bright. Big victories tonight from both Fuerza Mayor and the Quinn brothers. Quinn brothers coming in a bit of a surprise, of last-second DQ victory, but Mayor, they really took down Sparkles and McLovin in pretty compelling fashion. Exciting between the Quinn brothers and Deadfire and Fuerza Mayor. A lot of exciting things to look forward to in the SWA and the tag division.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I gotta say though, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of chatter about the way the Quinn brothers pulled that off.
Yeah,
can't cut that any closer.
Not quite as decisive as a victory as their previous, but I guess a victory all the same. Two victories via disqualification tonight. The Quinn brothers taking one, and Triple G coming away with one after Yates goes for the low blow. Quite a variety tonight. We saw big men and little men, and we saw some DQs and tag team action. A lot of good stuff. We're going to be coming back 2 more episodes in a couple of weeks' time. Those are actually going to be the final 2 episodes before our countdown pay-per-view. So there will be plenty more to come as it relates to that. But a lot to be looking forward to, a lot to be excited about in the SWA. We're closing in on that first pay-per-view, and we've got a lot of matches left before then. We've got some spots to fill, and a lot of big victories tonight, and people trying to shuffle up that card in preparation for that pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Exciting stuff going forward. I'm really excited to see how things shake out these last couple of weeks before the pay-per-view, and excited for Countdown. It's coming before we know it.
Final chances to kind of punch your ticket to get on that pay-per-view showing. It's going to be the grandest stage of them all, and we're going to see the best of the best the SWA has to offer. Appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out, watching another great episode, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks' time when we go live for episode 5 and 6. So thanks again, and have a good night. We hope to see you next time.
Take care.